Hello, welcome to Sephra's Pop Culture Channel. Today I just want to do, what is it? Today's the 7th, so 12 days before Rise of Skywalker, or at least till my ticket for Rise of Skywalker, which is, I bought it for the 19th at 7:30 in 3D. D-Box was sold out, so it's just 3D. And if I had any brains, I would have bought it downtown at the beautiful 4DX Theater. However, if Rise of Skywalker doesn't suck, I'll see it again down at the fancy theater where they like blow air at you and you hurtle through space. And I saw Fantastic Beasts, the third one, or the second one, the one that wasn't so good, the one with Johnny Depp. Saw it there, and that was really cool to see there. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today, I just want to give my latest theories before, the whole thing unfolds. I've been trying desperately not to see spoilers, but can't help but seeing some. When I went to see Doctor Sleep, they showed a trailer for Rise of Skywalker, the one that had been on TV, I presume, that I'd been successfully avoiding until I went to see Doctor Sleep, and then I saw that trailer. So and then, a lot of people are posting spoilers, but they might be theories, they might be spoilers, they might be leaks, they might not be. It's the usual, who knows what's really true. So, what I think will happen, not my hopes and dreams, which is Luke's alive and everything's okay. That's my hope and dream. But what I think is probably going to happen is we're going to realize that Rey and Kylo are brother and sister, because if you go back to The Force Awakens, and I've written about this, I've done YouTubes about this, that there's a lot of connections that J.J. Abrams left open for whoever would direct the film after him, which turned out to be Rian Johnson, who also has admitted he never watched The Force Awakens before he wrote his screenplay. So therefore, a lot of ideas that J.J. Abrams had planted that Rian Johnson could have run with and either debunked or embraced, it just didn't happen. So since J.J. Abrams is now the one responsible for the third movie, because Colin Trevorrow, of course, couldn't do it because his whole movie was about Luke and Rian Johnson killed off Luke. So how could Colin do his movie now? And that super pisses me off. Well, we already know that, so beat that dead horse, or that dead Luke, I guess. So what I'm thinking now is, because until I saw Last Jedi, I really thought, well, I had a couple of theories. One was Rey is Han and Leia's daughter, and one was that Rey is Luke's daughter. And I really, really hoped for 2 years that Rey was Luke's daughter. They would connect, would find out stuff, that he had hidden her on Jakku and all this stuff, right? But of course, we know what happened there. So we ended Last Jedi with Kylo telling Rey she's nothing and forget the past, blah, blah, blah. However, I really do believe, because of a lot of the beats in The Force Awakens, which had built up my theory at the time, that Han and Leia are Rey's parents as well. And that's why the Millennium Falcon was on Jakku, because they hid Rey on Jakku when she was a baby, and the Millennium Falcon was hidden there with her. Although I still think in the Force Vision, when she picks up Luke's saber and has the vision, I still think it's the Millennium Falcon flying away. But I don't know. But anyways, just because of some lines in The Force Awakens where Kylo will say something like, "Oh, she says something like, he's like the father I never had. He said he would have disappointed you anyways, and just little this and that, and the way Han and Rey were bonding with the Falcon, and he hires her, and they kind of had this really nice chemistry, and the actors had nice chemistry, so it really made me feel like maybe Rey is Han and Leia's daughter, and they're not fully recognizing her because they can't, because then Kylo would tune in. Because don't forget, through the entire Force Awakens, Kylo knew who Rey was. All of a sudden he forgot in The Last Jedi, but in Force Awakens he knew, get the girl. Oh, it's the girl and then he's looking at her, and the way that he kind of looks at her and deals with her, I really felt it was a cousin or a sister. Now I absolutely believe it's his sister, and he knew about her. And so that's my theory: is that Rey is Kylo's sister, and we're gonna have some of that. So that'll disappoint all the Reylos, but hey, I was on Team Luke and Leia getting together and hanging out, but then they turned out to be brother and sister too. So I really believe this is today's, and it's been my theory for a very long time that once I got over my grief of all the other stuff, I really think that Rey and Kylo are brother and sister. I'm not sure how the big final battle will go. If they'll team up against, because now we know Palpatine's in it, so that's no surprise there. If they'll team up together against him or if they're going to battle each other, I don't know. But Rey already defeated Kylo in Force Awakens, and then Last Jedi there wasn't any really good battles because Luke was just a hologram, and we knew going in that Luke would never kill Kylo because it's his nephew, it's his best friend's son, so, and his sister's son, so why the hell would he kill him? We already knew he wouldn't, so there wasn't even any stakes in that battle, which was disappointing as well, right? So I think that we have Rey being the daughter, also because of the way Leia was in The Force Awakens, the way she'd hug Rey, and then of course all we see from Rise of Skywalker trailer. Well, me trying to avoid spoilers, but I still keep seeing pictures of Leia and Rey hugging. So to me, that is definitely telegraphing that Rey is her daughter. And also, I know it's probably the only footage they have of Carrie Fisher, so they have to keep using it. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But if they make Rey Luke's daughter, I'm going to be really angry, unless Luke comes back to life, because that's just wasted things. I don't like that. And I still think, I thought a long time ago, back when The Force Awakens was on, that Palpatine is Snoke, or Snoke is Palpatine, or at least Palpatine controls him, or he's just a hologram of Palpatine. And I know someone way back when YouTube used to be fun about Star Wars, when people used to make fun parodies, and they used to do fun theories, and we all got excited about theories and stuff before we all got crushed with depression and anger. Um, uh, People did like have these theories and that show pictures of Palpatine scars matching to Snoke's and stuff like this, right? So it's very likely that Palpatine was Snoke, or controlled him, or and that who Kylo killed was just a robot. And again, I'm still super angry that even though it was like the best scene in the movie where Rey and Kylo fight the Praetorian Guards, there was no reason for the guards to go after Kylo because if he killed Snoke, they should bow down to Kylo as the new supreme leader, not try to kill him, because then who's going to be in charge? So that, and if they were just going for Rey and not Kylo, it was not clear whatsoever. And what else? What else? What else? I don't even know what to say about all the other guys. I really don't. It's like, with Poe and Finn and all those stories got so jammed up in Last Jedi. I don't really know where those stories are going to go now, which I guess could be a hopeful surprise. I really hope Luke is resurrected, but I doubt it. And then my son had a theory, but he's trying to stay away from spoilers too, but he had a theory. I haven't seen The Mandalorian because I don't know if there's spoilers in it for this, so I'm going to wait till after I see Rise of Skywalker in a couple weeks. But his theory was that since they had the Baby Yoda thing, that maybe they're getting people used to the idea that the Jedis can actually reincarnate and then they'll bring back Luke. And I said, I doubt it. That's too smart for what's happening in this series. And I pointed out to him too, like, because again, I haven't seen The Mandalorian, so I don't know how they're dealing with Baby Yoda. But if you remember back to the prequels or one of the other movies, there were other like Yoda creatures. Like Yoda's not the only one of his species. There are other ones that look just like him. We saw it in some of those scenes of, where they have all the planetary people on those things, and what was it? Phantom Menace or whichever one it was, where they're all at the council and there's like thousands of all these creatures from all over space, and there were other Yodas type looking creatures. I don't know what they're called, so they're just Yoda people. They're Muppets. Anyway, so I guess he's like, it's going to be really crowded with the Force ghosts. If they don't make Luke come back, so we'll have a Luke Force ghost, we'll have a Darth Vader Force ghost, a Palpatine. Is he alive or is he a ghost? Yoda's probably going to make an appearance. Han might make an appearance. And to go back to the Rey theory. back when The Force Awakens ended, and those of you who have read my blogs know that I thought this at the time, that I really thought that by the third episode that we would have discovered that Chewbacca had actually saved Han when Han fell after Kylo stabbed him, and he was able to get him healed by some magical Jedi reasons or whatever, or maybe Leia was able to heal him in the cryptic chamber or whatever. And then Han would come back in the third episode and would finally get our reunion that we were promised when Disney bought Star Wars. And this is the source of anger that I think Disney has forgotten. Maybe they're aware of it. I don't know. I know a lot of other channels talk about this all the time. But when Disney bought Star Wars, we were promised a movie with Luke, Leia, and Han back together again, fighting adventures. And we never got it. And that's why people are pissed, Disney. That is why people are pissed. Because we never got our trio, and now everybody's dropping dead because, it was getting older or whatever's happening. Chewie's dead, Leia's dead. It's a trap is dead. So many, R2D2's dead. So times moved on, and we didn't have time to screw around with all these stupid irrelevant storylines when all people ever wanted from Star Wars was to see Luke, Leia, and Han back together again, at least at the beginning of the new movie trilogy, and then pass the baton. We all knew they were going to pass the baton to younger people, obviously, duh. But we never saw the three of them doing whatever they had to do, and then meeting Rey, meeting Finn, meeting Poe, meeting Kylo Ren, and slowly getting to know all those people. Maybe seeing Leia and Han giving birth to Kylo, and if Rey's the sister, maybe some secret stuff that would go on for three episodes, the three movies, that Rey is the daughter that they had to hide, so because Kylo was such a psychopath, they were protecting her, and blah blah blah. Anyways, so that's all people wanted, and that's why people are angry, and that's why they boycotted Han Solo, because the Solo movie was good. I liked it. It wasn't brilliant, but then again, I'm not as connected to Han Solo as some people are. Luke was my dude, Kylo was my dude, and I don't really care about Han. I never did. I know, blasphemy. But Han shot first, and that's what I liked about him, that he wasn't afraid to shoot first, that he was a pirate, that he was a scoundrel. And then now they've softened him, especially now that Disney's involved. They softened his character because kids play with these toys, I guess, and that kind of ruined a lot of it too. But yeah, but we still, so that's why Solo didn't do well, because people were angry about Last Jedi and also killing him off in The Force Awakens. So there's a lot of stuff that Disney was misstepping on with regard to Han's character, and that's why people boycotted the movie. Not necessarily because it was bad, because it wasn't great, but it was very competent. It was fine. And, I was looking forward to what happens next, because if you saw that movie, it ended on a cliffhanger, and I really want to see what happens next. Anyways, that's my babble for today. What's your latest theories about what's happening with Star Wars and Rey, and who's Rey, who's Luke, who's Kylo, who's anybody? Have a good day. Bye.